Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to a very special edition of Wrestle AM. This is a Wrestle AM Double or Nothing review. As always, we ask you win, loss, or tie. I am joined by my tag team partner, SidsLight, at SidsLight on everything, but mostly on the Twitch machine. So make sure to check out SidsLight on the Twitch machine. Go over there, say a quick hello. Win, loss, or tie. You were about six, if I remember correctly, because you know, I am Marine Corps infantry. He's Army infantry, and there's one thing that we know is you get a lot of concussions, and our memories are perfect. I was excited 7 out of 10. You were excited 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
What was your win, loss, or tie of tonight's event?
Big win.
Yeah, I
10
kind
out of 10.
I kind of agree. And now, was it perfect? I don't think it was perfect. Was it long? It was definitely long. But I thought every match was pretty decent for what it tried to do. Not everything was for me. That's okay. But overall, I give it a win. Near perfect. There is some nitpicking things, but the nitpicking things were so small that I just consider it a win. And it's got to the point now that I think if you didn't enjoy this pay-per-view, I think you just got to find a product that you like.
If you didn't enjoy this pay-per-view, then AEW is probably just not your product.
Yeah, because let's take the main event, the Anarchy thing. If that's in WWE, you lose your mind. If that's in New Japan, you lose your mind. So it gets to the point of have standards. Know what you like. Because I have a friend, and he's like, oh, it's all fucking garbage. Yet he watches New Japan. Yet he watches WWE. So it's got to the point of stop with the tribalism and have standards. Know what you like. And even if it's not for you, then say it's not for you. But if you're like, my whole identity is to bash one company, that's sad. And you need a fucking hug. But yeah, overall, give it a win. Close to perfect. And there was some nitpicking things wrong, but overall, worth it. I'll start with a negative. Fuck Triller. I tried to pay, and then I had to pay for the American version. I had to pay almost triple. I tried to pay. Triller needs to improve. Ever since they went from Fight TV to Triller, they've been horrendous. If it's not starting on time, not showing it live, cutting it off before the end, or having a payment process that is impossible. I like when I go to buy a pay-per-view and I have to wake up my wife and call my financial advisor to clear $20. Your security's too tight on your fucking events, Triller. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, are you sure? And then they're like, we'll sit. And it's like, oh. So Triller loss. AEW win. All right. This is the first time you ordered it on Fight, I believe. How did you enjoy it on Fight?
It was fine. I didn't like the pop-up things.
Yeah, that was
weird.
But
once we closed those, it was fine.
Yeah. So it happens in Las Vegas. We're going to do the pre-show. I watched the pre-show. It was really long. And this is why I knew it was long. When the pre-show first started, they're like, this is the guy who put up the cage. What do you think about this cage? Listen, if you're interviewing the guy who's putting up the cage, your pre-show's too long.
Yeah, maybe shorten the pre-show.
I thought the Perazzo, I always mess up her name, versus Thunder Rosa match was pretty solid. It was one-on-one. I'm a big fan of one-on-one. President Tanahashi just said we want more one-on-one matches. Ironic. But Perazzo defeats Thunder Rosa via roll-up. Near the end of the match, Perazzo rolled up Perez and held on to ropes when the referee was not looking to secure the victory. I'm reading this off tpww.net. No affiliation whatsoever. They just have it nice and clear. So there you go. Did you watch the pre-show or just the second match in the pre-show? Because I know you had tons of paperwork.
I didn't watch the pre-show at all.
All right. It was pretty solid. I guess that's fair. Then you got the Acclaimed defeat Cage of Agony, which Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony. I think Brian Cage should be pushed to the moon. In the beginning, like, he was doing a dance and some lady just like looked like a psychopath and gave him a letter. And I was like, is this a fan being a psychopath or is this a story? And the fact that I didn't know the difference is scary. Near the end of the match, Cage grabbed the chair, attempted to hit Bowens on the outside, only for the Vegas Golden Knights mascot Chance to grab the chair away. I thought that was kind of cool. It's stupid, but it's a pre-show, so I don't know. It's kind of like where it's at in the card matters. This led to Cage giving a surprise reaction to Khan by distracting and ring over just happened. This led to Gunn catching Khan off the roll-up, the pin for the team victory. Now, it's not bad. Max Caster had like 2 big mess-ups in this match, and it was kind of noticeable, but it was fun, and I think they should push Brian Cage to the moon, and I am convinced that Billy Gunn is a god. He's just, how can you stay in that shape, dude? There's a lot of 50-year-olds on this card that do not look like 50-year-olds. So, there you go. All right, next. This is when the actual pay-per-view starts. I believe this is when Sid started watching. Pre-show, I just thought they were solid matches, and one was ha-ha-ha funny. But yeah, AEW International Championship, starting off with Will Ospreay, thought it was huge. He goes against Roderick Strong. I thought for sure Will was going to win this, but they did something where they called a work to brother. I thought Roderick had a shot at winning this. I really thought it was the
that
situation.
brief second.
Yeah. There was a brief second. I'm a big fan of Roderick, big fan of Will Ospreay, and I thought this match was really, really solid. I do notice that Roderick Strong is a lot lighter on his backbreakers since his ROH days. Like, go back and watch his film on ROH. I think that son of a goose was legit trying to break your back. But overall, I enjoyed this match tremendously. And I think it's up there with match of the night. And it's definitely a match that I would watch more than once. What was your thoughts on this match, sir?
It was good. Not match of the night for me, but it was really good.
Yeah. Next, you got the Unified AEW World Trios Championship, and I would like to thank the comment
before
section.
that, though.
Oh, go ahead.
Before that, though, was the best part of the night for me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I always do the matches first.
My one gripe for the thing was also, this is the only real non-match thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
My only gripe for it was the Adam Cole promo was
awkward,
disjointed, and bad.
Yeah.
But then MJF comes back and saves the entire thing, and I popped for it. The crowd was really loud.
Yeah.
MJF gave a fucking 10 of 10 promo and instantly reminded you why the company's been missing him.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a really good segment. I just want to say Adam Cole's like bitching that has to be there, but he forgets a detail. Like, he should have mentioned why he's there.
Yeah, he never tells us why he's there.
Yeah.
But just that he has to be there.
Yeah,
and
but
he doesn't want to be there.
And it's not even clear.
If you don't want to be there, then why are you there?
Unless he's representing tribalists.
Maybe that was shooting. He wants to be with his dad, Vince McMahon. He's like, I don't even want to be here.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But he should have at least added a little bit of Tony Khan told me to be here or whatever. You know what?
Oh, and there was that great line from MJF.
Oh, it was amazing.
I don't need a New Japan or a Vince McMahon
to get me over. Yeah, that was awesome. To be made. Yeah, that was awesome. That was 10 out of 10. So I'm super excited. I'm more of a in-ring type guy, but I think MJF is a 10 out of 10 sports entertainer, and when he has the opponent and he has the motivation, he can go. So it's like a little bit of best of both worlds. It's great to see him back. Even though someone tweeted this out, I apologize. They said, if your friend's not a vampire, you have horrible friends. Throughout the whole show, there's a lot of horrible friends. Like, no one was a good friend at all. Like,
yeah.
And we're talking kayfabe-wise. Kayfabe-wise, AEW, WWE, All Pro Wrestling.
Please help Darby.
yeah, are just horrible friends. Will Ospreay does.
Well, no, bro. You got to give Bryan Danielson some credit.
Yeah, that's true. After the fans started chanting, he tried to help. All right. So so it's great to have MJF back, and he killed it with a promo. The video package was pretty good. He dressed up like Triple H. So overall, he's got an AEW tattoo. He says, this is where I'm gonna be, and overall, I think it's pretty good. Him and Kenny, I think, are the most important pieces of AEW. Everyone talked about MVP, and people bring up Moxley a lot, and I love Moxley, but my thing is, if Kenny and MJF leave, for me, it's definitely Kenny. If Kenny leaves, I'm out. But if you're missing Kenny and MJF, I think those are your real MVPs. So you got one of your MVPs back. Considering you're in North America and they love sports entertainment, you got to put MVP. I think MVP worldwide is Kenny. MVP in North America is MJF. So you need them both back. And hopefully that happens. Next, you have the Unified AEW World Trios Championship. You got the Bang Bang Gang versus the Death Triangle. Death Triangle, absolutely fantastic, wearing the same gear. I enjoyed this match, and I thought it was a good return for Juice, and it gives it a reason. Like, I said this in a preview, I'm going to say it in a review. I guess a little bit known to be, I would say Jay White hater, but I'm a little harsh on Jay White compared to others. I think he's booked in the perfect position, and with Pac and the Lucha Brothers, with them always being injured, I thought it was a good way to bring back Juice and make sure that this feud continues. So I was completely happy with this. What was your thoughts?
I thought it was a pretty good match. Overall, it was solid. There were a few small botches, but nothing major.
Yeah. And
very entertaining, though.
And then I also want to thank someone in the comments. I don't know if I'm repeating myself. I found out what the third title is. So they have the pink titles, which is the exclusive Acclaim titles. Then they have the black titles, which is the AEW original titles. And then they have the ROH Trios titles, which is a silver one. I didn't know why they had three, but someone explained it to me, and there's a lot of titles. And it was so funny because, like, me and Sid were watching, and I was like, why the fuck would they have so many titles? It's so stupid. And then someone ringside was wearing the pink title. And I was like, okay, never mind.
For merch.
Yep. Next, you have the AEW Women's World Championship. You got Toni Storm versus Deeb.
Oh, wait, hold on. Can we talk about the fact, though, that we didn't mention it during the match, but
Go ahead.
Ospreay's match, at the end of Ospreay's match, for anyone who noticed this, as Ospreay's leaving the ring, a man dressed as Jesus walks up from the crowd, shakes his hand, says something to him, he says something back, and then the man dressed as Jesus disappears back into the crowd. What? I still want to know what's happening there. Why did he stop and talk to him? B, why was he dressed like Jesus? How did he appear there at that exact time and then disappear right after? Was that Jesus? Was that the return people always talked about? Did he come back just to see Will Ospreay wrestle? And he was like, oh shit, this guy is good.
I think so. Well, for those that watch anime, Bear, what's the anime we're watching? Platinum Angels or something? Platinum End, a.k.a. Death Note with Angels. I stopped watching it 6 episodes in. It got ridiculous. But if Platinum End, the 6 episodes I saw, taught me anything, is that Will Ospreay's one of the candidates to become God. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. Yeah, it was a really good show. And then episode 6 or 5, I don't know. I was just like, I'm out. Anyway, I got off topic. But yeah, Jesus supports Will Ospreay. And you don't? You proud of what you're doing with your life, kids?
It was smart to keep that reveal hidden until he won the match, though, so they didn't spoil that he was going to win.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jesus' chosen guy was going to win this match. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you got Jesus in your corner. Come on, dude. If
you don't win.
If Sunday school has taught me anything, and it hasn't, is that Jesus in your corner. You're the big winner. All right, this got way off topic quick. What's that?
I wonder if he built the ring. He's a carpenter.
Makes sense. I mean, the AEW desk.
What city were they in? Was that Nazareth?
I don't know. I don't think we're the type. I don't think we should be getting a punch drunk Marine and a punch drunk Army raccoon to be breaking down religion. I'm saying this took a left turn pretty quick.
I wasn't breaking it down. I'm making gags. All right, next.
I'm just saying. You know, we might not be the right guys for this.
One of us.
Okay. Did Jesus choose you? Are you the chosen one? Are you the chosen raccoon?
All I'll say is one of us thinks they're not meant to be talking about this. One of us knows we are.
We totally messed up. We messed up an opportunity having Jesus in the background. That's all I'm saying. We definitely had an opportunity. All right. Speaking of AEW, AEW's Women's Championship. You got Toni Storm defeats Deeb. I thought this was a solid match. I think Toni Storm I thought she was a great female professional wrestler. She went really strong on a sports entertainment, but I feel like the last month, maybe last 2 months, she has really stepped it up in the ring. There was a time where, because like, as a comedy wrestler or as a sports entertainer, you could do it when you're injured because no one notices, or you can become very lazy. And I think those days are over. I think Toni Storm really stepped it up. I loved it. I also thought they did a great story in the match where Maria May tries to throw the towel in, and then Toni Storm thinks it's the man who did it, Luther. I apologize. And I thought that was done really well. I know there's a debate. The fact that there is a debate on this makes my head hurt. But there's a debate if there should be storylines in the middle of the matches. And I'm like, what the fuck's the whole point of this whole thing if there isn't?
Yeah, there's no point if there's no storyline in the matches.
Yeah, there's an actual debate that only storylines should be in promos.
You know, anyone in that debate, I want to know who your favorite wrestlers are.
But yeah. So I've thought it was interesting. You know, in a match, Storm hit an Avalanche Storm 0 to Deeb and followed it with a regular Storm 0 for the pinfall to retain her title. And I thought this was a great match. And then it's black and white, and her and May are cuddling together in confetti. And I just thought all around, pretty awesome match, pretty solid match. I've been a Toni Storm fan for a very long time, but you know, there's the faithful. I'm the whore. If you're not producing, I walk out. And Toni Storm is back on track producing great matches while still keeping the sports entertainment. Do you have Jesus in the background? Do you have Jesus on your side?
No. Is he there now? Oh man, Jesus showed up. I guess I am the chosen one.
It makes sense. You and Will Ospreay. It all equals out. It all equals out. I don't have a scream like this is really my backdrop. Well, you know what? There we go.
This is really my backdrop.
I understand. You know, Jesus, you are the chosen one from Jesus. Moving on. Orange Cassidy defeated Trent Beretta via jackknife pin. Orange Cassidy came out to his old music. I thought that was pretty awesome. I think a lot of people that like Orange Cassidy think that music is better. So there you go. And yeah, Where's My Mind by the Pixies. Hashtag I know nothing about music. I'm just reading this. Following the match, Beretta left the ring dejected and shrugged over Rocky Romero, who wanted to comfort over his loss. Renee Parker attempted to get some words, and Beretta over his reaction leading to Beretta starting that he was done and walked away through the crowd. And if that's his last match, that's a pretty good one. I feel kind of bad, just for me. I thought these athletes put on a great match, but we both took a piss during this match. We both left. Yeah. We're like, all right. I thought the athletes did a great job.
The problem is that the story to me ended when they had that cool parking lot fight.
Yeah. So it's just like bonus stuff. Do you think he's really gone, or do you think he's going to be like the mystery guest Because
No,
Japan
he's gonna
Twitter,
come back.
he's gonna come back. Do you think he'll be the bald-headed fucks wrestler? He made an announcement.
No.
Well, guess. Could I tell you what Japanese Twitter's hoping for?
Sure, you spoil other things. Why not?
I did. They're hoping. Japanese Twitter is hoping that it's Nakajima. But in defense of Japanese Twitter, every single mystery is Nakajima.
Is going to be the new best friend?
No. He's going to be joining the bald-headed guy. Because a lot of people think that's where Beretta's going. They think Beretta's going to join the bald-headed guy. And in Japan Twitter's like, what about Nakajima? Let me tell you something about Japan Twitter and Japanese fans. If there's a mystery, Nakajima's the answer. Oh, who's the masked guy in Noah? Nakajima. Oh, who's gonna battle next for All Japan title? Nakajima. Oh, who's showing up at Korakuen this week besides Dave Koco? Thank you, Satoshi, for the free tickets. Nakajima. So wherever Nakajima goes, Japanese Twitter's gonna have an orgasm. So there you go. So American Twitter thinks Trent Beretta is going to be joining the Evil Squad. And, yeah. So overall, I thought it was cool, but it was bad timing. We both took a piss break, but the athletes did a great job. All right. Next. I only laugh because Sid hates this fucking guy. You had the FW Championship, FTW Rules 3-way match. You got Chris Jericho versus Hook versus Shibata. So there you go. There was a run-in by Big Bill. There was some run-ins. And let me just read this word for word. Near the end of the match, Big Bill ran out and attacked Hook to break up his pin on Jericho. After some more back-and-forth action, the bounty hunter, Brian Keith, ran out and attacked Hook, leading to Hook fighting back and left him open to being hit with a Judas effect by Jericho for a pinball victory. There was dice. There was stiffness. Shibata looks absolutely fantastic. Hook is still Hook, but he's got potential. Yeah, I don't think he did anything bad. I thought the bounty hunter, Brian Keith, was pretty cool. I just don't think he should have been masked. I thought that was one of the nitpicks.
Yeah.
It was like, just go out there. Like even when he was wearing a mask, like, oh, that's probably the bounty hunter, Brian Keith. I was like, man, he should have just been himself. Following the match, Jericho bolted from the ring and motioned for security to come out and stop Hook from getting him. This led to security to run out to be quickly laid out by Hook, who walked towards Jericho's direction, who left after backstage. And then Jericho put up a video on AEW Twitter, and he's trying to do the old kind of Homelander thing. I don't know. Where he's like, don't worry, I'll never lose, but he's all smiles. I enjoyed this match a lot. I think they added Shibata because Shibata is fucking amazing. But overall, not too shabby. I know you're not a big Jericho guy, but what's your thoughts on this?
It was fine. I think Jericho winning repeatedly is a little dumb, but whatever. I just accept that Tony Khan's a Jericho mark.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't have confidence that the Jericho stories are going to pay off for anyone else. I feel like Jericho's just having fun getting himself over now and getting the rub off young guys. So whatever. I have nothing else to say about Jericho.
Yeah. Do you think later down the line your attitude might change, or are you pretty stuck in this?
I mean, obviously if he starts doing a lot of really good stuff, yeah, but I don't see it happening.
Got it. Next, you have the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship Eliminator match. I was at DDT yesterday. A lot of DDT fans are very upset about this. I'm going to do a separate video because I could knock the pay-per-view, but I don't think what's wrong with this match, besides it being an eliminator, it's just a non-title match. It's a non-title match with extra steps. But it's a lot of Japanese drama that I don't think Tony Khan or AEW can control. So I don't think I'm going to knock it because of Japanese drama. He's just trying to do the best he can. But it being a non-title was kind of weird. And they did have a story, but mo money, mo spoilers. But Jon Moxley defeats Takeshita via Death Rider. Near the end of the match, Takeshita left the ring, grabbed several chairs, tossed 2 of them into the ring, and held on to the third one as he went back to the ring. This led to a referee distracted, clearing 2 chairs in the ring, and Moxley hitting a curb stomp on Takeshita into the third chair. Moxley then slid the chair out of the ring and hit a Death Rider to Takeshita for the pinfall victory. And there is a little bit of saving grace. They can say, oh, fucking bald-headed fuck distracted him. But in reality, if you watch anything but New Japan, it's mo money, mo spoilers. I wish this was not a non-title match or eliminator, but I don't think AEW fans care that much. I don't think New Japan fans care that much. So all praise not the elite, AEW's elite. All praise the rich.
Praise be.
Yeah. All right. Outside of Japan drama that people ignore because it's not New Japan, what did you think of it?
It was okay. Like, it was a good match, but it was a pointless match. So it was hard for me to get invested.
Yeah. And it was pretty solid. And it's one of those things, if booking hurts a match, then stop booking. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
here's my thing. If he was going to lose anyways, there was no reason to call it an eliminator match.
Yep. And Crash Andrews said the same thing on Twitter. So
no reason. If he was going to lose, why call it an eliminator match? And we knew beforehand that this was probably going to be the way it went. And then once DDT started advertising, it was pretty clear. So it just makes it even worse. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just really shitty. Shouldn't have never called it an eliminator match. All you did was hurt it.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, Peter Pan is DDT's WrestleMania. And people thought maybe they'd have an IW championship there. But because of when the DDT finals were, they already announced his match. So it was like extra fuel to the fire. But I understand why DDT announced it. You want the anger to be at other companies and not your company. So there you go. Yeah, all together. It's wonderful. TNT Championship barbed wire steel cage match. Copeland versus Malachi Black. I want to apologize to one raccoon who happens to be friends with Jesus. I don't know if you know anyone like that, Sid.
I do.
When I'm talking with, you know, when I do podcasts or talking to friends, I like to be like, oh, this is what the rumors are. I am pretty sure my rumor was so exact on that it ruined. It wasn't a rumor as much as a spoiler.
It was the direct spoiler.
Yeah. It was.
At the start of the night.
Yeah. So I want to apologize to this raccoon who's friends with Jesus. I just wanted to let you know the knowledge that I had, not realizing the knowledge I had was a straight up spoiler.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey man, dude, this and this happened. So most likely Gangrel's gonna be in this match. And then Gangrel pops up and Sid's like, I fucking hate you. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. I was like, there's Gangrel.
The thing is, it laid it out.
I have zero excitement for this.
So overall, I thought it was pretty awesome. I thought this was probably Edge's best AEW match. I could be wrong.
I agree.
But him jumping off the top was crazy. Him being over 50 years old is insane. But yeah, they also had the Brood style entrance. So I thought that was cool. I thought they were going to have Gangrel pop up there. But no, they went on, had a match. They're teasing, Malachi Black's team turning and joining the Brood. There is only rumors that this might be Malachi Black's last match. Once again, they are rumors. I don't want to be told by some fucking random idiot that Marigold is a work. It's a work. Okay. It's a work. But yeah. There you go. So overall, I really enjoyed this. Gangrel pops up. Edge does get the victory. Adam Copeland, don't be that guy, defeated Malachi Black via crossface. I just thought it was a fun match, and it was a lot better than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot better than I ever expected it to be. And it was fun. It was an enjoyable match. Probably would have been more enjoyable if I had been shocked by the appearance of Gangrel.
That's on me,
But
boys.
even with Gangrel being a less shocking appearance, it was a fun match. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. So, yeah, I wanted to be a good friend to give you the information that I had. And then halfway through, I realized the
I
information
had
was a
been
spoiler.
avoiding spoilers. I hadn't been watching wrestling. This was going to be a great pay per view for me.
Well, like, I don't know. I don't want to sound douchey, but I know I have a lot of people that work in wrestling that tell me shit, and I just keep it to myself because it's douchey, and I'm more of a review preview, hanging out, talking with the guys, not Scoopstein, you know.
Until he gets with me, and then
That's it. I was like, oh man, yeah. And then of course, I'm Scoopstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least he doesn't have scoops about MJF.
I knew he was gonna be there. I didn't
Yeah,
say
well,
anything.
at least you didn't ruin that.
I guess the other thing is, does the internet being Scoop McScoopstein kind of ruin the product, right?
Yeah, it does.
Does.
I have a lot more fun when I don't look into spoilers.
Yeah. And maybe I got to watch the information I give to you.
It is more fun when you can be surprised.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Don't be friends with jerks.
I have to imagine.
Like, I literally gave you every detail that Gangrel was showing up.
He did. He's like, listen, Gangrel. Just so you know, normally on every Saturday, he normally goes out to this place to eat at dinner. He didn't go there last night. You know why? He was at the airport. You know where he was going? That's right, America. He had an indie date scheduled. Guess what happened to it? Canceled. Oh, did I mention to you that he picked up his new costume from the dry cleaner? Guess where? Vegas.
I got him on speakerphone right now. You in the back there? Gangrel. By the way, Gangrel, ACW legend. Hell yeah.
All cocaine wrestling.
Alleged cocaine wrestling.
No.
We don't want to get in trouble. My life. What did Tony Khan say? I feared for my life. Yeah. By the way, guys, that's just lawyer talk. I just want you to know that. TBS Championship. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's a scared dude. TBS Championship. I thought this match was really good. You got Monet, the CEO, versus Willow Nightingale. I absolutely love Willow Nightingale. A big fan of Willow Nightingale. And I just thought it was a good match. I was a little sad Monet won, but it makes the most sense. I don't know. I thought there was a lot of pressure. Now, granted, there are people that hate and love Monet no matter what she does. But I thought there was a lot of pressure for Monet to perform tonight. And as a guy that tries to have standards and set them across the board, I thought she delivered. And afterwards, Statlander confronted Nightingale and turned on him. So that was the heel turn. So overall, not bad. Monet, TBS champion. Okada has a championship belt. Ospreay has a championship belt. Is that those three? Because you got to remember, those ain't the main titles. With those three people holding mid-card titles, is that the greatest of mid-card champions of all time? I don't know. The Intercontinental title had some great ones, but
it's up there in terms of like overall star power on all their mid-card titles. Is definitely up there.
Yeah. So it should be interesting. I don't know. There's probably maybe a time where WCW or WWF or WWE had some great mid-card champions. But, man, that's
the question
crazy.
Is where were those great champions at in their career when it happened? Like, were they retrospectively great, or were they great at that time? Because I think right now AEW, a lot of them are great right now.
Yeah. So I guess bonus question: is this the greatest mid-card champion collection ever, or is there a time in WCW, New Japan, any history that they're like, no, these mid-carders were great? Because, Rick Rude was a great... They had some good Intercontinental champions, but you got to see who else the other mid-card titles were. Plus, they didn't have as many back then, too. So, yeah. Overall, not bad. I don't know where Monet goes from here because I think Nightingale's going against Statlander. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, unless they're going to try to combine the titles, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. So, it's going to be interesting to see where Monet goes.
Monet's going to go against whoever's the next challenger. We'll probably find out Wednesday.
Yeah. So
she'll come out. She'll cut a promo about.
Do you think now that she had her first match, do you think she's on a part-time schedule, or do you think she'll be a fighting champion?
I hope she's a fighting champion.
Yeah, especially because it's the TBS title. I don't want to see. It was weird seeing that. I think they deserve to be there. I'm not taking anything from the athletes. They deserve to be there. But it was weird seeing the second tier title in the main event as the main title isn't for the women's division.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little bit weird. And I don't know, are you a big fan of the two main events, or do you just believe the main event's the main event?
No, I think it's stupid. The main event's the main event.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that. I thought this match was going to be the main event. I was surprised it went on. You have Swerve Strickland versus Christian Cage. I just think when it comes, it confuses me because if you're not a tribalist, the big hit on AEW from tribalist is they don't tell stories. I thought this had fucking a ton of layers of stories. The only problem is there's not enough upsets, so you kind of knew who was going to win. But I was shocked that this wasn't the main event, but also there was a lot of run-ins. So I thought it was kind of interesting. Swerve Strickland does win. Floyd Mayweather, he celebrates with Floyd Mayweather. I thought that was awesome. And yeah, there was just a lot of run-ins. I thought too many run-ins, but Christian Cage is also in his 50s, and everyone together is part of that story. So, I don't know. I'm confused sometimes why people are negative, and it doesn't work. It's like, oh, I'm negative on this, and you're like, well, yeah, but that's what you wanted. I don't know. It's got to be hard to run a wrestling promotion in North America. I could be wrong, but it can't be easy. Do you have any thoughts on this match overall?
It was a good match. A little overbooked, but good.
Yeah. And speaking of overbooked, the main event, the real main event of the triple main events, Anarchy in the Arena match. You had the Elite defeat Team AEW, and there was a lot of wild stuff going on. You had...
The best part of the match, though, was the final countdown.
Oh, yeah, the final countdown. I nitpick negative stuff a lot. And I want to nitpick something positive that a lot of people don't notice. I've worked in pro wrestling. I've been a cameraman. I've been in production.
Oh, my God, it's this.
Dude, if you're going to nitpick the negative, you got to nitpick the positives.
This wasn't even that good. It was just basic camera shit.
Dude, they mess up a lot. I thought the camera work in this match was fantastic. There, I said it. I said it. I don't know how you feel about it. Unlike the Deep match, where they had a perfect shot and they just, fuck it, ass shot. Here's my thing. If we're going to nitpick all non-title matches, fucking, I hate this, I hate that, I think you have to nitpick the positives, too.
If we're going to nitpick.
Hey, I'm a nitpicker. There you go.
It's not nitpicking the positive, though. It's just pointing it out.
Okay.
Nitpicking is inherently negative.
Oh, is it really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Think about it. Have you ever heard someone say, oh, man, he's really nitpicky in a good way?
That's a good point. Yeah. All right, we're just going to point out some positives. The camera work, fantastical. There you go. There we go. So yeah.
The negatives, though, of the bad friends.
Oh, there's so many bad friends. Here's the thing, if
Darby was hanging so loud, so long, the crowd started chanting, "Please help Darby."
It's true, and he was hit by a truck. He had his mask turned off. He got super kicked in the face. The fans were like, "Please help Darby! Please help Darby!" Oh, he hung up there for a while. So yeah. Overall, this is not my cup of tea, but it got the job done, and it was fun. There was Perry's son got lit up on fire. There was pumps with tacks. There was songs where they were playing the songs and getting pumped up.
New sneakers.
Yeah, new sneakers. So overall, it was stupid fun. And my thing is, like, I'm okay if you have standards and say this ain't for me. Well, it's not for me, but I still enjoyed it. But if you're like, this ain't for me, but I like WWE and New Japan, you're a fucking liar.
They set up the show in a way that you could watch all the regular wrestling matches and turn it off after that last match and just skip Anarchy at the Arena if you really, really hate it.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun.
I thought it was fun. And it ain't my cup of tea, you know?
It was fun. It had a lot of funny funny parts.
Yeah. My boss and all that. But yeah. And not only that, but when it comes to Perry, Jack Perry, if Jack Perry's career crumbles from this night on, let's say he becomes EC3 and his popularity just dies. If he crumbles, no one can blame AEW. They did everything they could to get that kid over. So, yeah. Overall, I enjoyed it. And not that, but Okada held up a sign that said like, Rainmaker Drive. Rand Review and a couple others wanted my opinion on it. I know that people are expecting me to be like, oh, I'm a huge Okada fan, and I am. And they're expecting me to be like, oh, I'm mad that he's in a silly match. But I think because he's so missing a step that this is perfect for him. Like, even when we were talking,
how could people be mad he's in a silly match? He's a goofball.
He is a goofball in real life. I mean, there is, for those that don't know, they use his name as a noun. No, a verb. They use his name as a verb. It's like, oh, I've been Okada'd. For those that don't know, you could swipe right on an iPad or anything and just take a picture of you. And if you do that, if you grab someone's phone, swipe it, take a picture or selfie and put it down, they actually call that pulling an Okada because that's like his number one prank. So he is a silly dude, fun dude. But these matches, I don't know. I know New Japan fans get angry at me. But I have to be honest. Okada's being used so much better in AEW than he was in New Japan. He's exposed in New Japan. Don't believe me? Watch the World Tag League. That's right, you don't. And the same thing with Jay White. I think Jay White's in the perfect spot right now. And now that, but as a booker, you're supposed to hide their weaknesses. Ghetto? Did you get that? Ghetto. No, we don't want more angry Prince Devitt's. He doesn't get it. But I don't know. I think a lot of people are expecting me to flip out. But I think this prolongs his career without it being noticed that he's a step slower. And for those that are like, he's not a step slower, fine. Welcome to the Okada Challenge. Pick any match from the World Tag League and any tag team match he had in ROH. Thank you. By the way, New Japan employees hate when I have a challenge because then it exposes them.
I just wonder if anyone hates that he's in this match. How can you hate he's in that match and be okay with like Brian being in the match?
Yeah, that's a good point. But I don't know. I describe it as stupid fun. Maybe that's not the way Tony Khan wants me to describe it, but that's how I describe it.
Yeah, it was just a really fun match. I love that gimmick.
Yeah, and on top of it being stupid fun, I think Jay White, and this is going to be sacrilege for some New Japan fans, I think Jay White and Okada are perfectly booked in AEW. I know. Boo. New Japan's awesome. All together. I don't watch anything else. Boo. But I honestly believe that in my heart. I believe it in my heart. I think Okada is booked a billion times better. Yeah. Because here's the thing. Everyone's like, he was a huge star in New Japan. He was. But he was also exposed. He's not the same wrestler he was. As, Muta, Jericho, and others are really good at hiding their weaknesses. Okada in New Japan couldn't hide his weaknesses. And for those that are like, no, you're full of shit, Dave. The Okada challenge is open for you. All right. Anything else you got to say, sir?
No.
All right. Overall, huge win. Tribalism is sad. And more money, more spoilers is a thing. And like, comment, subscribe. And check out my man at SidsLight. Jesus prefers SidsLight over KocoSports. Said you won't buy, I don't know. Because my thing is, do people, I've lived in Japan, so people don't get offended about religious stuff. Do Americans still get offended over religious stuff?
Yes.
Good news, everybody. I hope you're happy and don't get too angry.
That's why I only used that background briefly.
I didn't know. I didn't know you guys still got angry over that stuff. All right.
I don't. Some do.
Yeah. It's weird because, like, when I moved to Japan in the 90s, Japan society was the, like, more sensitive one. And American society in the 90s was, like, stronger and tougher. In 2024, it's the complete opposite. Japan society has way thicker skin than, you know what I mean, than American society. Like, sometimes, like, I always do this when I'm speaking to Americans because I've lived here so long. I just ask them if they're really offended. Like, dude, are you really offended? I'll stop. I'll stop if it's offensive. But are you really offended? Because a lot of times they just stop in their place and start thinking. And if I go, hey, are you really offended? And you stop and start thinking, you're not offended. just gonna throw that out there. Anyway, Sid, I love you, brother. I know you stayed up late, so I appreciate you. At SidsLight for everything. I'm just stalling. I feel like there should be something important I should say right now, but I don't think there is.
Nope, this is where we just end normally.
With that, I am over. Hey,